When Star Wars was released in 1977, few could have imagined the scale of its cultural impact. George Lucas's space fantasy became a global phenomenon, but the path to that success was anything but ordinary. The making of this sci-fi classic is full of unusual choices, unexpected challenges, and creative problem-solving that shape the galaxy far, far away. George Lucas almost cast completely different leads. Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford are now inseparable from Luke, Leia, and Han, but they were far from guaranteed picks. William Catt, fresh from Carrie, was seriously considered for Luke Skywalker, while Cindy Williams from American Graffiti nearly became Princess Leia. Christopher Walken was on the shortlist for Han Solo. Harrison Ford was only reading lines to help other actors audition when Lucas noticed his effortless swagger and decided he was perfect for the part. If Lucas had gone another way, the tone and chemistry of Star Wars could have been drastically different. The original title was a mouthful. The working title was The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, as taken from the Journal of the Whills, Saga the First. Lucas initially liked Starkiller because it sounded powerful and edgy, but dropped it when he realized it was too aggressive for a hero. The final, simplified Star Wars made the film more accessible and easier to market. Interestingly, Lucas later reused Starkiller for a villain in other Star Wars media. Darth Vader and C-3PO's actors never crossed paths. On screen, Darth Vader and C-3PO appear together, but David Prowse, Vader's body, and Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, never actually met during filming. This was partly due to the fragmented production schedule, with different actors filming at different times and locations. It's a testament to clever editing that audiences assumed the characters were interacting in the same space. The cantina scene was a patchwork of locations. The Mos Eisley Cantina might feel like one cohesive alien bar, but it was stitched together from shots filmed in multiple locations. The exterior was in Tunisia. Interior scenes were at Elstree Studios in London. And some alien background shots were filmed months later in California with additional alien masks and costumes. This cobbled-together approach created one of the most iconic and atmospheric locations in the franchise. Chewbacca's voice is a zoo of sounds. Chewbacca's growls and roars were crafted by sound designer Ben Burtt from recordings of bears, walruses, lions, camels, and even badgers. Burtt carefully layered and adjusted the sounds to match Chewie's emotions in each scene, turning what could have been generic animal noises into a language that fans instinctively understand. Harrison Ford's iconic "I know" was improvised. When Leia says "I love you" to Han before he's frozen in carbonite, the scripted response was "I love you too." Harrison Ford, knowing Han would never be so straightforward, changed it to "I know" in the moment. This small change instantly made the scene cooler and more in character, and it became one of the most memorable exchanges in cinema history. The opening crawl was old-school magic. The scrolling text at the start was inspired by Flash Gordon serials. Rather than digital animation, it was filmed using a physical crawl. A long sheet with text was printed, placed on the floor, and filmed with a camera moving slowly over it. Any slight camera shake or lighting inconsistency had to be redone from scratch, making it a painstaking process for such a short sequence. Alec Guinness thought the script was rubbish. Sir Alec Guinness was skeptical about the project, privately calling the dialogue mumbo-jumbo and the story a fairy tale for children. Despite his doubts, he committed fully, delivering gravitas to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He also negotiated a percentage of the box office, which earned him tens of millions, proving his "rubbish" comment didn't stop him from making a very smart business decision. R2-D2's beeps had a human touch. R2-D2's beeps and whistles weren't just machine sounds. Ben Burtt mixed synthesizer tones with his own voice, making quirky vocal noises, then processed them through electronic filters. This gave R2 a warmth and personality that made audiences emotionally connect with what is essentially a trash can on wheels. The film nearly flopped before it opened. Early test screenings didn't go well, and studio executives feared Star Wars would be a commercial disaster. George Lucas was so discouraged he took a vacation during the release week to avoid the stress. But when it opened, audiences queued around the block, and word of mouth turned it into a massive success, grossing over $775 million and transforming cinema forever. From risky casting choices and homemade sound effects to old-school camera tricks and a title that could fill an entire marquee, Star Wars 1977 is full of weird and wonderful stories. These behind-the-scenes details make the journey from an uncertain sci-fi gamble to a global phenomenon even more extraordinary.